rains hit Guadalajara in Mexico, leaving many streets severely flooded and causing a ton of damage. Apparently about 20 cars were dragged in these waters, but wait till you see the camera pan back. Do you see that right in front of that car? That's a man holding on.
Some of the craziest sky I've ever seen in my life.
Well, we had rather dramatic conditions yesterday across the UK and Ireland, with some lively thunderstorms moving across much of the UK and bringing some intense downpours, in fact causing some flash flooding across northern parts of England.
The most intense cold front in 15 years has brought snow and sub-zero temperatures to more than 100 towns in southern Brazil. Authorities were forced to act fast to get the homeless into shelters and close down highways to avoid a torrent of accidents caused by the combination of slippery snow and drivers unaccustomed to the conditions.
You are headed to Jersey Shore this weekend. You might want to watch where you are swimming. Some places in Ocean County are dealing with a jellyfish invasion. People in communities all along the Barnegat Bay say stinging sea nettle jellyfish are inflicting pain in large numbers, and they seem to be in places where they haven't been before.
We used a waterproof camera to record the jellyfish called sea nettles. People who have lived here for decades say never before have they seen so many.
Four rounds of heavy downpours have swept Tianshui city since last Thursday, triggering floods, landslides and mud rock flows in 7 townships and resulting in the death of 22 people. 9 villages remain isolated after power, communication and roads were cut off. One rescue worker told China View how in some villages, more than half of the houses were destroyed in the disaster.
One incident on July 13th was even more dramatic. 4 people in a car were driving along a mountain pass when it was suddenly inundated by a nearly minute-long landslide. The whole thing was caught on camera.
More than 1.2 million residents in 7 counties and districts were affected by the rainstorms, with 30,000 evacuated.
This comes after the province was hit by a 6.6 magnitude earthquake just 1 week ago, which claimed 95 lives.
While no one thinks of Italy as Tornado Alley, this was the scene in Milan on Monday, captured swirling outside the window in an industrial park. It caused structural damage and injured 12 people before it blew over.
The tornado, which reached grade 3 on the Fujita scale, hit Trezzo Solada and Bresaggo in the province of Milan on Monday, with video showing debris flying through the air.
Severe weather has residents of several states on alert tonight as people in North Carolina remain without power after flash flooding wiped out homes and dozens of roads.
A deluge of rain caused major flooding and widespread power outages in North Carolina this weekend. As much as 8 to 10 inches of rain fell in western parts of the state in 12 hours.
Place to remember, like Asheville, North Carolina and Greenville, South Carolina, already their wettest July on record, both having more than 13 inches just this month. Yesterday, you had scenes like this, the road opening up because places like Hickory, North Carolina got 7 inches or more in just 2 hours.
Las Vegas, too, the normally dry Las Vegas Valley, got slammed with more than 2 inches of rain Sunday afternoon, and that left vehicles stalled on Interstate 215, also resulting in flood watches that extended all the way to northwest Arizona and the eastern desert of California.
Heavy rain and record winds of up to 89 miles per hour also hit New Mexico and flooded parts of southern Utah.
In the 12 years we've lived here, I've never seen this amount of water.
Some states are even setting record lows. Stanley, Idaho hit a winter-like 34 degrees this morning. Sioux City, Iowa had its coolest July morning since 1995 with a low of 44. And here on South Dakota dipped to 41 degrees.
And in Philadelphia, a new record. More than 8 inches of rain falling in a day, smashing the rainfall record from Tropical Storm Floyd. Operations at Philadelphia International Airport came to a grinding halt when the power went out, paralyzing air traffic for several hours. Meanwhile, in nearby New Jersey, the heavy rains leading to blinding conditions. Cars stuck in knee-deep water for hours.
Old, young, large, and small, bottlenose dolphins of all ages and sizes washing up dead along the Jersey Shore. The past few weeks have been overwhelming for Mike Kapp and other staffers at Brigantine's Marine Mammal Stranding Center. Since July 9th, they've responded to reports of 17 dead dolphins discovered on beaches in Ocean, Cape May, Monmouth, and Atlantic counties. We broke down the numbers to show you how many were found in each.
The results we have had showing viral pneumonia is not indicative of a typical death of an animal. There's something more involved here, and we're not quite sure what it might be at this point.
The oil spill from a leaked pipeline in Thailand has reached the popular tourist island of Koh Samet. It's estimated around 50,000 litres of crude oil have poured into the sea since Saturday. Hundreds of people, including Navy personnel, environment officials and villagers, are battling to clean the oil from Samet's beaches. Pipeline operator PTT Global Chemical has apologised and said the leak has now been plugged. It says the clean-up operation will take another 2 or 3 days, but environment groups say the firm has underestimated the extent of the damage.
Thousands of people squeezed into this swimming pool in southwest China on Tuesday to take a dip in what's been called the country's hottest Julys in 140 years. But as temperatures soared outside, inside local residents were cool, if not somewhat squashed.
Scorching weather in East China's Zhejiang province in recent days has caused spontaneous combustion of a car and advertising board along the street and deformed road surfaces. A summer heat wave has been sweeping the eastern China province since late July, with temperatures staying above 40 degrees Celsius in some parts for the last 7 days.
Prompting an emergency level 2 heat alert for the first time. At least 2 people in the eastern city of Shanghai have died from heat stroke.
Flash floods rage through a community in the Pennines. The village of Walsden near Todmorden hit by up to 18 inches of water after extremely heavy rain. It left much of the village submerged. Locals say the rains came and within 15 minutes the road was completely flooded over Wellington Boots. The force of the water so great it ripped up the road. One local flood warden said the amount of rain was unprecedented and caused sheer devastation.
Now to what may be the best possible news for those of us hoping to get through a mild 2013 hurricane season along our already battered shoreline. A massive and sprawling dust storm in Africa may suppress this year's hurricane season, at least for a while, over on this side of the Atlantic.